What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, everyone? It's a Sunday. Happy Sunday to all. Hope you are having a great weekend. My name is Jeremy Tanner. You can call me JJT. With our commish Eric.
Yes.
A day before Judgment Day, I heard. I know Commish is not happy with what's happening at the moment with his team. I, on the other hand, I told Commish I'm a little bit happy, but there are some teams that, like the Champions League, I'm down 1-8. So, but I'm just happy that it's just not that many matchups are like that. So,
well, I have a league, the Champions League, where Kristaps went down today. SGA, we have a news about him. I also own Brogdon there. The Aaron's still not coming back yet. So it's kind of getting really bad at this point. So what can you do? It's just how it is. This year has been. To be fair, I've had 3 straight years where I've been lucky with injuries. So it was bound to happen.
And JC Jasso messaged us in our group chat this morning about me being number 1 in the Champions League. Well, there's news, JC. You might be the number 1 after this week, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be dropping this week with a string of injuries. I got lucky, I think, early as well, because of good players not getting injured, and then those matchups, the players of those matchups are injured when we matched up against each other.
Well, I'm the one JC's facing this week, so I will be I will help him get to number 1.
Well, if I finish 1-8 for sure, even I think at 2-7, in from the looks of it, that's how it would end. I think the best case for me is 2-7 in that league, in that match. But yeah, I lost KD and I lost Gobert. So I'm hoping at least Gobert gets back sooner than later, because at least one of those could help my team a lot. All right. News, like you said, injury are a big part of it. Kristaps went down with, is it the knee? I think it's a knee, right? Sore knee.
Yeah, sore right knee. He's not going to be playing tomorrow. He's not gonna join them in the road trip for tomorrow. It's the same knee that he got surgery on. So hopefully, it's vague. Sore knees vague. Hopefully they'll not find out something like a tear or whatever.
Nothing worse.
Hopefully. Yeah.
LaMarcus, another big guy, went down, this time an ankle injury. I was asking Komish if LaMarcus is a drop already, or you just wait on to see what happens.
I guess it depends on if you need to win tomorrow. If you need his spot to win tomorrow, we need you to stream. If you don't, maybe let's wait for update tomorrow for better update. But if you need to drop him, it's okay. I have 2 LaMarcus in 2 leagues where there's no IL. So I will probably drop him eventually. I'll probably drop him. I cannot wait for him to come back and then get back to conditioning and all of those things. So I'll probably drop him also anyway.
And the consistency of the Marcus has been up and down as well. He's had some 6-point games, some 3-point games, some good games as well. To be fair, he had some. I think I had a 27-point game one time. So it's been up and down as well. The good ones can be good, but the bad ones are also bad. So it's just a shaky one for LaMarcus. James Harden also was a late scratch for today's game. Is this a rest thing?
No, he has a hand strain. They had an MRI and it confirmed the strain, and reportedly he has been dealing with it for a while. We talk about Kyrie, one of our feel-good players. Today is the start of the 5-game road trip of Brooklyn going into next week, week 16, where they have 4 road games. So next week will not be the best time to play someone owning Kyrie with Harden and KD out. He's probably gonna go berserk. Harden, I think, will be out. I think he'll be out for a couple of games. They're not gonna risk playing him with that hand injury, and then maybe it gets hit during the game and it turns to something else. I think he'll be out of.
And this year, hand injuries are quite common with a lot of players. The thumb, the hand, or any injury that relates to that part of the body has been very common this season. So, James Harden, hopefully not too long. Because I have a lot of James Harden in my teams. SGA news, he's gonna be out until All-Star weekend. Well, not until. That's the initial. I mean, they are sure that he won't play until the All-Star. Now, after the All-Star, we don't know how much more games he would play.
We just talked about it yesterday. I know it didn't look good when he got injured, but to immediately rule him out until the All-Star break is February 20 something. So that's almost
3
a
weeks.
Month.
Yeah,
it's almost a month. They can do that because they're not really, they don't really want to win. They don't really need to win. They don't really have the incentive to win. So that's why holding or owning SGA is tough. And it's my fault that I drafted players like Brogdon, Kristaps, and SGA in one team. It's also my fault because that's kind of stupid on my part. I was thinking I could trade them, but apparently, our champions.
No one wants them.
It's harder to trade the players. So I guess, if you own SGA, as Jeremy said, after the All-Star break, there are only a couple of 24 games left for the Thunder. There's lots of back-to-backs. They have the most back-to-backs after the All-Star break. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to be playing those back-to-backs. I'm going to be surprised if he gets 15 more games this season. Probably 15 to 18. That would be best case scenario for the season.
Ouch, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot for SGA owners. I have one SGA stock. I had 2, but I was able to trade one already. So it was a package. I got Levine, Dinwiddie, and Vucevic.
Oh, that's okay. Good.
SGA, and I think it's pretty fair. I gave out a lot, but it's been a while, so I couldn't remember. It was offered to me, by the way. It was offered to me.
Who will benefit? Josh Giddey. It's February. It's gonna be Josh Giddey month. If you own Giddey, this will be the time to rejoice. Lou Dort, I think, would become their top scorer. Giddey will be unleashed as a point guard. He's gonna bring down the ball, get assists and everything. Lou Dort will be the guy who's gonna score the most. Now for the other guys, Trey Mann, for me, if you're in deep league, I think Trey Mann might be a speculative ad. And then I think Kenrich Williams, I'm just speculating that probably Kenrich Williams will also get a boost here. They're playing small. They're playing JRE at center. So maybe Kenrich will become the power forward.
Yeah. I guess at least Kenrich Williams, or at the worst, could potentially be a good streamer player. He's been good as well. He's had good stretches every season. So if he gets some minutes, he'll probably produce as well. The Washington center rotation, let's talk about that for a bit. Daniel Gafford, 0 minutes. Coaches DNP. I'm annoyed because I have a couple, I think. Gafford.
Well, Coach Wes Anseld was interviewed and said that the 3 center rotation was what was causing them to lose. Newsflash to him, no, that's not only the only reason. Your rotation really sucks, not only the center rotation. But at least he was able to figure out that that's a problem. We all already saw it from miles away. And then he also said they're always going to stick with 9 men in the rotation. So I guess it's either Gafford will start or Bryant will start, but only 2 centers will play at the time. I'm not too certain if he means that Gafford will not be playing anymore, or he means that sometimes it's Bryant, sometimes it's Gafford. It's a messy situation even if they bench Gafford. It's still messy.
It's a messy situation, but here's one of my read to it as well. They might be trying rotation wherein they would only use two centers and see who they're gonna trade in the trade deadline. I think this is the time that the centers would showcase who is the best fit with that team. And because we haven't seen much of Thomas Bryant, we haven't seen much of him playing with the starters, playing minutes. Today he got 20 minutes only, still not a lot. And I think Harrell got 18, less than 20 minutes today. So they didn't play the centers as much, really. To be honest, they need 20 minutes for a center. That's like not too much.
And that's what Wes Ansel said. He said he started Thomas Bryant because he wanted to see how he plays with the starters because he hasn't seen it yet. So he wants just an experiment, basically. That's what he said. And if he played well today, we would be more confident about owning Thomas Bryant. But he played terribly today, so we don't know how the coaching staff will take the performance of Thomas Bryant.
So now the biggest question is, who do you hold until the trade deadline here? Do you hold everyone? I mean, of course, not in one team, obviously, but do you still hold Gafford just in case he gets traded or one of the centers gets traded? Or is it too long? Because trade deadline is what? 3 weeks away still.
No, not 3 weeks away. 2 weeks.
2 weeks away. 2 weeks away.
30, around 11.
Oh, it's the 10th. Yeah, 10th.
Yeah, so I'll hold Harrell. I'll still hold Harrell. He has low-end stats and he's been always getting the 17, 18 minutes. At least he's playing. I would probably not hold Gafford if I really need to win, since he only basically is a blocks guy or rebound guy. I mean, if there's Looney, Steven Adams on your waiver wire, because Steven Adams is in the waiver wire of 12-team leagues. So I think you could just pick up somebody that has the same stat set anyway. Gafford has not really been playing well even while starting. So, but if you can stash, if you're number 1 or number 2 or whatever, I'll stash Gafford.
Yeah. So yeah, just something to think about, because at this point, 10, 11 days from now, trade deadline is going to be there. And if you have the luxury to stash some players that might benefit in the trade deadline and drop some players who you feel aren't as high, can be dropped, right? Of course, you don't drop high valued players. And just, you could take that risk. And today I did a few of those, actually a lot of those with one of our buy players. So, yep, that's the Washington center rotation update. Let's talk about the buy players. Maxi Kleber with Kristaps Porzingis out had a double-double today. And I think he had how many blocks today? 2, 3 blocks?
He didn't have a block today. I think he didn't have a block.
It was the other day, I guess.
But I'm sure by now all the Klebers are gone. Yeah. In most leagues, or if not majority of the leagues. Maybe Dwight Powell is someone you can consider if you're in a deeper league as a consolation prize. He probably will also get a boost. Not as good as Kleber, but there are games when it's Powell who performs well and not Kleber. I mean, Kleber has not always been consistent. So, yeah. So if you lost out on
between those two, he has just the higher upside, I guess.
Yeah, defensively he's a better defensive player, so he'll probably get more minutes. But he's not consistent. He's never been consistent.
Yeah, nope. But he has some threes and blocks. He's like a Mo Bamba type of player.
Yeah.
With not as good in blocks, but still there would be some blocks here and there. Reggie Bullock is another player we've recommended before. As an ad should be, tomorrow they have a game. In case you can still add him tomorrow, and you need some threes. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow would be a good stream for them. Nick Claxton is another player. LaMarcus is down. So Nick Claxton should be.
They run.
Although I think Nick Claxton is still on minutes restrictions. The benefits could not be immediate.
Dayron Sharp is also out. That's why Claxton is starting. Now that he's in minutes restriction, James Johnson got out of whatever doghouse he was, and he got a lot of minutes. If LaMarcus is gonna miss time. Dayron is out. James Johnson maybe a streamer. Maybe a streamer in some games.
Yeah. And lastly, the buy player, Isaiah Jackson. We talked about Isaiah Jackson without Goga. Today he played 18 minutes, scored 12 points. Good stats across the board. Still good per 36 minutes stat line. Now, the biggest question I'm pretty sure everyone's asking is, should I add him at this point, or is it too early to add Isaiah Jackson? So here's what I did. Personally, I added Isaiah Jackson in 18 team. I already have him in an 18-team league. 16 teams, I added him. I added him in our Dynasty League, and dropped Terrence Mann. I picked him up in another league and dropped LaMarcus. So in 114 team, but not all leagues I added Isaiah Jackson, because everything about Isaiah Jackson is quite speculative at this point.
In Jeremy's case, it's easy to add him because Terrence Mann really has no upside and not been performing well. For others, I got a question about him and Thomas Bryant and Matisse Thybulle. I said, it's okay. I mean, we know what Thybulle can do. We don't know what Isaiah Jackson can do. Isaiah Jackson might be able to do more than Thybulle. So I'm okay with dropping Thomas, dropping those kinds of players for Isaiah Jackson just for the next 2 weeks. It could happen. Now, Goga might be out for a while, so he might still get 12, 14, 15 minutes. You can see it's like Okongwu situation. It's basically like an Okongwu situation right now for Jackson.
Yeah, so there. I think Deep League 16, 18 team you could add him and wait until the trade deadline to see what happens. Again, Indiana has a lot of it's one of the teams that's somehow expected to make some moves this season during the trade deadline. So we'll have to wait and see. Some worry players for us, Chris Duarte is going with the Indiana theme. Chris Duarte, a worry player. Of course, he is a hold, right? He should be held. Don't drop. I mean, I don't see him being dropped. I mean, for the reason that I feel,
in shallower leagues, maybe some managers were thinking of dropping him, but they probably did not drop him yet. I believe he's a hold, but again, this is the reason why I dropped him before, because of stretches like this. He'll have a great game, 2 games maybe, and then he will have a stretch of really bad games. But you hold him for the possibility that Levert gets moved and everything. So that's my only mistake. I should have waited until the trade deadline,
especially if you have the luxury of waiting.
Yes.
I think. To be honest, though, in a 10-team league, so we're talking about shallower leagues, 12-team, it's probably a whole, probably borderline. In a 10-team, though, I think he's a drop. You can, just stream the spot. I have one 10-team league. I think there's a lot of players available there. Suggs is available. Lots of good name players. You can stream him with Kleber from time to time. I mean, I think in a 10-team league, you just drop Duarte. But 12 and up, hold and see what happens for in the trade deadline. Yeah, and lastly, our feel-good players for today. Let's talk about, we talked about Kyrie. He should be a beast next week. No Harden, most likely. No Durant. No LaMarcus Aldridge. There's no one really there to score. Kyrie, this is what? After this, would there be another 4-game road trip? No, I don't think so.
No. This is the last one. So
this might be the last time you'll squeeze the hell out of those fantasy juices out of Kyrie.
Yes, for sure. I'm 100% sure. Because we gave you that post before. There's no more 3-game week, as far as I know. This is the last more than 2-game week. Usually after this is 1 game, 2 games. So enjoy. That's what I wrote, right? Enjoy the week.
Okay, so at least the good thing is if you can see him as a streamer, he gives you probably a number for 2 streams, right? If he does 30 points, that's 2 streamers already. I mean, just treat him as such, right? Instead of streaming, I'll just play Kyrie and he gives me numbers for 2 people. That's not wasting your move at all. So at least that's the silver lining there. Tyrese Haliburton had a great game today. He's been struggling after coming back from that COVID protocol thing, but yeah, should be another. He's been under the radar. Hopefully, he gets to another stretch wherein he gets to a good number of games of playing really well.
Yep. Tyrese, I think, came out of the slump today. Was able to play very well, and De'Aaron Fox is still out, so I think he will still. I wrote it there. I think even when Fox comes back, it's Tyrese team right now.
Hopefully, we're all hoping for that, especially if I also have a lot of Tyrese Haliburton out there. And lastly, Andrew Wiggins, an all-star, showed today why he is an all-star starter at that. First of all, let's put fantasy aside. Do you feel he should be the starter?
I don't even think he should be an all-star, period. I mean, there's no way you could justify that. Well, we read that a K-pop star helped him.
Who should have been the starter?
Gobert? I mean, I know Gobert is not going to ever be a starter, but if you talk about who deserves to be a starter, Gobert, probably Karl Anthony Towns would probably be the other one. So those two centers would probably be better than him. I mean, right? Even a couple of Paul George without a month of Paul George would be better than Andrew Wiggins, to be honest, even if he's injured.
And it's also interesting. It's also interesting. The starters is mostly a popularity contest. And I don't see Andrew Wiggins as a popular player. That's just interesting. That just says something about Gobert, something about Karl Anthony Towns, that they're not as popular with the fans as Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, but as I said, there was a K-pop star that instigated all of this. They had a collaboration with Wiggins. There's an article there. If you guys want, I'll post it. But that is the reason, one of the biggest reason why Wiggins got the nod. So next time, maybe all the players will need a K-pop
endorsement.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, and maybe some Filipino endorsement as well. I mean, we are one of the best when it comes to sharing our thoughts on social media and all of those things, and we'll probably support our players, especially if players like Jordan Clarkson and those guys. But still, All-Star today played great. I think this year has been good. He's been good, like you said, not All-Star level, I guess. Not All-Star level.
No, but as I said, good for him that he's strong enough that even with all the criticisms he got, since he was voted into the All-Star, he's been playing very, very well. Really well, actually. So this is probably one of his more complete games. He had 3 steals, 2 blocks today.
Yeah.
So
Andrew Wiggins, feel-good player for today. Hopefully he continues to be good for your teams. And do you own any Andrew Wiggins?
No, I've never owned Andrew Wiggins.
Have you drafted any Andrew Wiggins?
No, I didn't draft any Andrew Wiggins. I hope I drafted him over all the players I have now, but no, I don't have Wiggins, sadly.
All right. That's a short quickie for you guys. That's a quick quickie for you guys, despite the number of games today. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be back. It's Sunday anyway, so let's spend time with our families and our loved ones today and enjoy the moment with them. And we'll see you again tomorrow for a Daily Fantasy Quickie. Bye, guys.
Bye.